let's talk about the refrigeration cycle and what does it mean and what is it doing throughout your system, whether it's residential or commercial. So there's going to be 5 components. You're going to have your evaporator coil, you're going to have your suction line that's going to feed into the compressor. The compressor is then going to turn the low pressure into the high pressure. Then it's going to throw it into the condenser coil, which the condenser coil's job with the condenser motor is to release the superheat, which then goes to the liquid dryer, and the liquid dryer is going to have the Freon pass through it, and it has a mesh or screen in there that's going to catch any contaminants so that Freon will not clog up our TXV, and it'll continue going through the liquid line. It'll go to our TXV, and then that's where the Freon is going to change state, as we call it, flash gas, and it's going to change into 20 to 30% vapor and 70 to 80% liquid, and that's what cools our home. When it passes this TXV, it's at 40 degrees, and by the time it goes either all the way up or all the way down, depending on what type of evaporator coil you have, by the time it gets halfway through, it's going to be 50-50 vapor and liquid. And when it leaves your evaporator coil, it's going to leave at 55 degrees, which that's actually your system grabbing the heat, having it transfer through thermodynamics, through your Freon, then coming out to your condenser coil, and the superheat is then released. So that is what is occurring, and of course on the suction line, you have 100% vapor. So when we go to your home and we see a residential or commercial system, and it's not an electrical issue, sometimes it can be a refrigerant cycle issue. Now, everyone's most common thing is they just want to put Freon in a system. When you put too much Freon in a system, it raises the high head pressure, and it also raises the temperature of the coil, and it'll cause it not to cool efficiently. So whenever we are trying to add a refrigerant to your system, it has to be essentially the perfect amount or within a certain threshold, or you're not going to get the most efficiency out of the system, and the superheat is not going to be thrown out of your condenser. So it's very important that you have somebody like Swift Air, one of our technicians, go out to your home and have a professional work on your system, because any kink in the line, any overcharge of the system or undercharge of the system, which everybody knows because it freezes your evaporator coil, because as we restrict the coil, the temperature of the coil drops. It's very important to have either somebody like us at Swift Air look at your system, or a technician that has a decent amount of years of experience to actually take care of your system.